All right, hi, you guys. How are y'all? Thank you. Like you said, my name's Carissa Atkins. I'm the manager of college relations for Macy's, and Jen is a college recruiter on my team. I have to say the last time I was recorded speaking, I was in speech class in college, so I feel I'm kind of like back there again. But we are excited to be here tonight. UGA is one of our biggest recruiting schools, which is hard for me to say because I went to the University of South Carolina. But we've hired like 16 kids from the school. We have a lot of top-level executives in our company that came from UGA, so we're excited to be here. So like he said, he sent us a list of all your questions, and obviously with us being a department store, we kind of do this whole dress for success, attire for hire thing a lot. So instead of doing like a CAM presentation for you guys, really the whole presentation is about your questions. So if you'll just click to the first slide. How important do you guys think it is? On a scale of 1 to 10 as a recruiter, how important is it to me what you wear when you walk into an interview? 10? Anybody disagree with that? I know not everyone agrees with him. Everyone thinks it's a 10? We're really in the interaction at Macy's. I'm going to need a little more energy from you guys. And we have gift cards. We have gift cards. We will pay you to talk. You could just click it up. It's not a 10. It's very important. It's how many of you went on spring break trips? Show of hands. How many of you booked your trips online? Several, right? So when you're looking at a website, let's say you're going to Mexico, doesn't the website make a big difference of your impression of the resort? If it's a crappy website with like front page and a lot of flash and pictures, it's kind of scary. So you usually pick it through a better looking website. So same thing with you. You're the same person no matter what you wear, but depending on kind of how you walk in, you're selling yourself, and first impressions are key, obviously. So what I kind of did was I broke it down into 7 different categories. So most of the questions centered around suits, color, neckwear, shoes, accessories, business casual, and then all the questions that I like that I couldn't figure out where they went, they're just in random. So that's what we're going to kind of do today. But before we get started, we have a quick little video to show you guys, and it's actually mostly pertaining to menswear. Well, it is all pertaining to menswear, but it applies to women too. We did this video about 3 years ago at Macy's when we were promoting some new lines. You'll see some familiar faces, but really you can get a lot of tips on what your suit should look like, what your dress shirt should look like. So this is about 7 minutes, and then we'll go through this slide presentation. It's Power DVD. Resume movie, maybe? Maybe we should pause it.
It's that classic.
Can you just drag it?
Simple suit. It's trousers and a jacket. It's the bedrock of it.
Yeah, I think.
Once you've got a black suit, then I think it's nice to get some
Click
fancy
previous chapter.
stripes.
Previous chapter, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
I clicked that already.
Try it again.
Dressy stripes, just to have a little more variation.
Just click
in your
stop.
wardrobe.
Bottom line is about putting it together right.
Where's the IT guy?
Just
Restart. Perfect.
yeah, go ahead, just start.
Thank you.
Today, we're going to give you a couple of tips on looking good. I'm talking about looking real good.
My preference is to wear a suit. I feel more comfortable in a suit. About 7 or 8 years ago, when we had the big .com craze, young guys used to walk into my office in T-shirts, and they were worth $1 billion. Well, now they're worth nothing, so it makes me feel a little bit better.
I think the most important suit to own is a black suit. It's very versatile. You can wear the jacket separately, or of course you've got a pair of black dress pants.
I think some guys are into navy, some guys are into black, and I think it's that classic, modern, simple suit. It's trousers and a jacket. But it's the bedrock of a guy's look.
Once you've got a black suit, then I think it's nice to get some fancy stripes, some dressy stripes, just to have a little more variation in your wardrobe.
Bottom line is about putting it together right.
Right now, 3-button suit is the most popular.
Me personally, I like the 2-button suit.
A 2-button suit is great for a guy who's slightly bigger in the chest. So what happens is you'll get a deeper V that makes you taller.
I don't button jackets. I probably should, but I don't button jackets. When I do, it's What's the middle button?
People argue a lot about which button they should do. It's actually the middle one.
I only like the middle button personally.
It's supposed to sit on your belly button pretty much.
Top two button is a little more dressed up looking.
When you want to arrive for an interview, then that's the way to do it. Buttoned up.
What you don't want to do is button the bottom button or the bottom two buttons.
There are two kind of shapes of jacket. One is a more forgiving, softer shape, larger shoulder, roomier sleeve, and that's very much the traditional American model. The other version is a more classic European, you could say British or Italian kind of cut, which has a much higher armhole, which means that the hole here is much, much smaller. The irony is that actually it's more mobile because there's less cloth flapping around.
There are two rules of thumb for the length of the jacket. One is about an inch below the break of the seat. The other one is that right where you put your hands, it should hit right there.
Generally, your sleeve should sit just about where the beginning of your thumb joint is, when your arms are right there. Obviously not when it's like that, or like that. The debate about pleats and triple pleats, single pleats, no pleats, flat front, has raged as long as there have been pants, basically.
I've never been big on pleats. I like flat.
I'm a pleat guy. I like to have a little bit more shape, a little bit more contour added to my pants. Come on over here. One of the things I'm most proud of is our dress shirt collection. Our dress shirts are very forward. And we have things that if you wear with a suit, you can take it to a whole nother level.
We're seeing more pattern in the shirt themselves. In the past, guys just tend to base their wardrobes on a pale blue shirt, a white shirt. They're still very dependable basics. But there's a lot of pattern kind of emerging, even in quite formal shirts, where you see what we call a self pattern, which is when you have something like a herringbone that's woven in. And then it goes to more theatrical things where you get a little paisley in there that's kind of subtle. But often they will wear those with a plain tie.
A white shirt, and then you can dress up with a tie. You can dress it down. You can leave the shirt tail out. You can roll the sleeves up. You can mix patterns. You can do a lot of fun things once you've got the basics taken care of.
You have a suit that's fairly inexpensive and a beautiful tie and look like $1 million.
Putting together shirt and tie is kind of crucial. A lot of guys get it wrong because they just go for colour, just chuck colour at it. You can't really do that. There are certain rules about how you put patterns on your tie with a pattern on your shirt.
Over the years, I've worn a lot of red ties. I felt that was sort of a power thing. Maybe it was a power thing, maybe it wasn't. Then everybody started copying me with red ties, and now I've got lots of different colors.
Take a look at this shirt and tie. You could wear this for work. You could also be quite bright and wearing it for a wedding.
I love silk ties. I like the shine of the tie.
This is where the patterns come together. They're not the same colour at all, but they're in the same family. This could work for red, it could work for blue, it could work for grey. If the shirt pops out more than the tie, then you've got to change the tie or your shirt.
I like the standard, basic, beautiful collar, as an example on the shirts.
With a higher collared shirt, you're looking for a deeper band around the neck here. Sometimes you find it has two buttons on here just to fasten it, because it shows you how deep it is.
Here is your spread collar, which has a European flair to it, but still is conservative enough that you can wear it to work, or you can unbutton it, take the tie off and wear it to a party.
I don't like to see the rounded collars. I like the really standard, high, beautiful, firm collar. And that's what's selling. The two-tone collar is back. It really is a nice thing. And now you're seeing it again, mostly on Trump shirts.
Okay, the alternative for a guy who likes a big tie, once through, round the other way, through again, this is called a Windsor. To wear a shirt collar spread very well, you need something to fill the gap. You want a small knot? It's the simplest one of all. Over once, round the back, down the front. It's the one you learned when you were 5 years old. The secret to this is don't just pull it. You've got to get that notch in there and just pull it around until it's in the right place. One thing you don't want is a tie that finishes here. This is where your tie should finish. So the point is sitting right on the belt or on the waistband.
I like French cuffs. To me, a French cuff is much nicer. It's more elegant, it's more beautiful.
French cuff versus regular cuff is a personal choice. Both of them are in fashion at this time. You can wear a French cuff with jeans sometimes, roll the sleeves a little different out. There's a lot of variations on that that are kind of interesting and fun to do. As it relates to speaking, we don't really like it to come down too far. It's kind of a trendy look, and we prefer it to just be tasteful about theirs.
You could cheat this. One of the best cheats we have is that the rubber band under here. Just prevent you, if you're going to a formal event, you're always kind of tugging away at your sleeves, trying to make sure they're sticking out a little bit, because there's nothing worse than just seeing that.
Couplings are very big right now, and something that we kind of take a little responsibility for bringing back. The
key thing with cufflinks is to think about what's your watch. Is your watch a metal, a steel watch? Similar with leather. If you're wearing shoes, you know, don't wear a light brown shoe with a dark brown belt. This is a kind of a combination that works.
It's a lot. Pocket squares, right? Details are key.
You can spend hours fiddling with these things to make them right. Grab it in the middle and just have a sort of curvy, sort of fluffy cloud of silk coming out. The secret is not to fiddle with it too much, because the longer you do, the worse it gets.
It's a nice touch.
At the moment, the trend towards this dressed up, dressed down thing requires the jacket that you wear with jeans or chinos or whatever to be of a formal kind, of a kind of fitted, classic shape, rather than something too slouchy. So a sports jacket doesn't always work, but a suit jacket will.
One of our best businesses right now is a separate suit, where the jacket and the pant are sold separately. And, you know, several advantages, there's multiple ways of wearing it. This is a separate suit jacket with a pair of black on black jeans. So you can also wear it, obviously, as a suit. You can wear the pants as a separate pant. So it's really a very versatile way of dressing. And also from a fit standpoint, you've got the flexibility to, you know, have different sizes on the jacket than you have in the pant. We ship the pants pre-cupped with three lengths. So you can really just walk in, pick up the suit, and walk out the door without having to wait for any alterations.
If you want to wear the pants by itself with a different jacket, you can style out your wardrobe with this. You can even take the jacket like this and wear it with a pair of jeans. So your suit transforms.
When I'm a little bit casual, I'll take the suit jacket over khakis. I'll even take the suit jacket, a really good suit jacket, over jeans.
Adding some accessories like cufflinks and the right shoes to go with it, and then wearing the jacket on its own. That's one of the key looks at the moment. You'll see it everywhere, from rappers to Hollywood stars. It's got to be the right kind of jacket. It's also got to be the right pair of jeans. There's a key thing when thinking about buying a suit is, what else can you get out of it? This explosion in what's available to men means that you can go to any Macy's men's store and you can pick up from a vast range of labels. For instance, Tasso Elba, Club Room, and Alfani.
Sean John is forging a revolution, especially in the suit market, because it's not what you expect. We hit you with the most traditional fine tailoring with a modern spin on it.
I buy very expensive suits, and people come to me and they say, Donald, your suits are better looking now. Where do you get your suits? And when I tell them I get them at Macy's, they're all like, really? You get them at Macy's? I said, yeah, it's a Trump collection. It's at Macy's. They go out, they buy it.
It's interesting at the moment that you're now starting to find very classic, kind of well-known brands in Macy's, but also some new names.
They call me up, they say, it's the nicest suit I've ever worn, and they're saving a fortune. So I'm really proud of the clothing collection. There's nothing like it. The ties, the shirts, the cufflinks, the whole deal. And the suits, really special.
Calvin